Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you could join me. That's right, it's Monday, 8 o'clock. It is November 23rd. We have a couple of days to Thanksgiving. I'm going to get to my weekend really quickly and then get to my guests because we have a lot going on. Friday, I am very lucky and blessed to be in an indie movie, an indie film, and I was filming on Friday in Massapequa. And then Friday night, I watched my girl Kristen Tinsley was on a comedy lip syncing show via Zoom, which was a lot of fun. She kicked ass. And then Saturday, rescuing families. My friend Gina and Vinny held a huge yard sale. They are a part of a nonprofit that helps disabled and handicapped people. So all the money went to a great cause, and it was a lot of fun. And then Saturday night, again, I went out with Kristen just for a couple of hours to Coasters up the block to hang out with our favorite bartender, Jen Lantini. And, I used to go out at 10 o'clock at night, okay? Now you got to leave by 9:30 because they have to close at 10. It's really weird, but we had a good time. And then yesterday, I basically did some, work for my show tonight and revamp my Tea Time Facebook page. Really quickly, I want to tell you that my podcast was nominated. Best of Long Island Beth page. So if you now have to be a politician, and I don't discuss politics, I call it politics. So when you get a chance, Google Best of Long Island Beth page, click on Arts and Entertainment, then click on Podcast, and then click on Tea Time and vote for me. You can vote every day up until December 15th. I don't know who nominated me, but I'm thrilled. Also a very happy, healthy, and birthday to my friend Raina Grown, whose birthday is tomorrow. Just want to say I love you. And a very happy birthday. And I also want to take the time out now to wish everyone a happy and a healthy Thanksgiving. I know it's going to look different for a lot of us this year, but you know what? We're going to get through it. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to enjoy every moment we have with our loved ones. Okay, so let me get to it, people. She's a comedian, she's an actor, she's a writer, she's a radio host, she's a personal trainer, she's a fitness instructor. She does it all. She's smart, she's funny, she's sexy. Irene Bremis, welcome to Tea Time.
Thank you, Teresa. You're so sweet. I actually substituted my tea with wine because it's 8 o'clock and I'm already drinking. How are you? It's so good to see you.
I know, I miss you, girl. I really do, because every time we get together, we have so much.
Shoulders out. I've got my cleave out. We're having a party. This is good.
Thank you. Yes, we are. So listen, you're originally from Boston. You're a Boston girl, right? From Lexington,
yes.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
And you went to high school there.
Yes, I did. I went to high school there.
And then you went to college, but I think if my fun facts are wrong, correct me, but you loved college so much. Did you go to like 6 of them or something?
Wow. What the hell is this? Is this some sort of I feel like this is not really an interview now. It's like a sort of like an intervention on my life.
It's like, yeah, this is your life.
Not 6 of them, but more than I guess I went to Wisconsin, and then I went to we're taking a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, we are.
This is amazing.
You went to Florida State, University of Wisconsin.
No,
you went to.
No, I didn't go to Florida State. I'm a dick, but I wouldn't go to Florida State. That's where I kind of draw the line right there. But I did go to Wisconsin, Superior. Nothing superior about it. I did go there, and and then I went to University of Massachusetts as a transfer. Yes.
Yeah. So the $1 million question is, what did you major in then?
Oh, okay. Is that the $1 million question? Wow. Okay. I haven't been asked about my college resume. Only if I have to go to a hospital or to go for an intern, or I'm not interning. My whole career is an intern, but you know what I mean? If you're going out for a job, you get the application out and they ask these questions. So this is amazing. I feel like the juices are flowing in my mind. Okay. So I studied communications, and liberal
so did I.
Is a euphemism for I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I did too at Queens College. That's so funny. So listen, so you straight out of high school though, you got yourself a job at a gym.
Do you work for the FBI? What's going on here? Who are you, Teresa?
Listen, Irene, I do homework and research. I guess I should. But straight out of high school, you went to go work at a gym and have kept a wonderful hot body like all these years. Swear to God. I mean, you get sexier and sexier every time I see you, girl. It's like we're like fine wine. We get better with age.
Well,
You know?
you are. I'm looking pretty
From
good.
the neck up. For
I'm
me,
not wearing my glasses.
it's from the neck up.
Oh, no, it's not from the neck up. Come on. I've seen you. You're beautiful. And those shoulders are stunning. Seriously.
Oh, thank you. So
Yes.
your love for working out has been with you.
Yeah,
Your
so
whole life.
I started teaching when I was really, really young, at a gym. I was a teenager actually, and when I was teaching, step was actually a box. Okay, I'm not kidding. So I taught for a very long time, and I think it was good because working out is more than anything really good for your mental health. I always tell everybody, sure, it's almost like looking good and muscle toning is a side effect to working out. But what I really encourage people and implore people to work out for is the mental health. I think it has an amazing positive effect on your mental health. It gets the endorphins flying. So it's, and of course, a hot bod. I mean, come on, who doesn't want a hot bod, right?
I know. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that cardio is more important than weightlifting, or do you think they're equally the same?
They are equally the same. I feel like you have to, build strength, you have to be strong, but I think that you also need to get, in cardio shape, get your heart moving, and so that you can build stamina and endurance. And I actually like to conjoin the two. So I like to sort of do weight training with cardio simultaneously, so that I've been doing this for a very long time. Yeah. Now everybody's doing it. But it's just working out weights and working multiple muscles simultaneously, so that you are getting your cardio.
It's like muscle confusion, right?
Yes. Well, muscle confusion is one thing. It's very important for getting the results that you want. It's very effective. Yeah.
And what's good for my weak spot is the core. What's good for the core? Crunches.
There's really a lot of stuff that you can do for core. People think that you have to be on supine. That's fancy for on your back, you whores. Anyway. So you don't always have to be on your back when you're doing sit-ups at all. You can actually, I usually like to work core with a kettlebell or with kickboxing and boxing. Excellent for your core, just using your arms and using your legs for kicks really engages core. So it's very effective.
It's good to know. And then I want to know how you've been working out, and you also.
And I'm drinking out. I'm drinking myself out.
Yeah.
I'm blacking out and working out. That's what's so fabulous about me.
Cheers, girl. So my question is, when and why did you get into stand-up comedy?
Oh, okay. When and why? Actually, it's a funny story. I was actually pushed into stand-up comedy. It wasn't like my aspiration. A lot of people dream of becoming a stand-up comedian, and a lot of other comics. I've heard the stories, like Pete Davidson is a perfect example of this. I knew him when he was really young, and his aspiration was to be a comic from a very young age. I remember his mother telling my husband and I that Pete wants to be a comic, and I was like, oh God, discourage him. Well, look at him now, huh? That was really bad advice, but I'm not surprised that I gave bad advice. Anyway, so for me, it was I was pitching a TV show. It was a comedy cooking show, and I wanted to to pitch it to William Morris, and a friend of mine actually was going to help me do this. And I was told if I wanted to be in it, I wanted to be, they said in order for you to actually be talented in this project or this series that you want to pitch, you have to start doing stand up. So I started doing stand up, and I remember my first gig as a stand up was Joey Gay. I don't know if you know Joey Gay. He's an amazing comic. I love him. It's absolutely incredible. He was running the show at the Parkside Lounge, which was like this almost like busted. It looked like a crack house pretty much, like just this debaucherous, like cracked out, and I fit in right in there, of course. And so I remember I guzzled down a whiskey and Coke, which is exactly what I don't drink, and got up on stage and did my first set. And I've been chasing the dragon ever since.
Yes.
Yes. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's my little fairy tale story.
And you've been doing stand-up how long now? Like around 8, is it more than 8 years?
20 years. Yeah. 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah. I started when I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's like, it's crazy
Yeah.
how fast it goes. I mean,
Well,
really.
Yeah. Well, it didn't feel that fast, actually.
I know.
Time flies. It really does. And you don't realize how fast it does fly until you're stuck at home in COVID, and then you're like, oh shit, those years just flew by,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. You also did a one-person show called Hire Irene. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, Hire Irene. Wow, you really do your homework. I think this is awesome because I'm waiting for my pap smear results, and I feel like you're probably going to get them to me. You're going to get them to me faster than my gyno would.
Probably.
So amazing. Hire Irene was it was a one-person show that I did, and it's very old, actually. I did it, I forget how many years ago I did it, but it was basically these little videos, and it was a joke about me trying to get hired. So I had like these little comedic videos, and I was sort of interviewing magazine cutouts on the wall, and I was pretending to be like an interviewer, and I was interviewing them. And I remember also filming my apartment, how I was, before B&Bs came into existence, I was subletting my rent, and then, probably parasitically sitting on somebody's couch so I could pay my rent because I couldn't afford it. And so I called it Hotel Bremis, and I was filming that and the list of rules that I had. Yeah. So that was one of the one-person shows that I did, Hire Irene. It was exciting. I remember I actually had a crew follow me in to get a Brazilian for the first time too.
That's great.
Yeah, no one needed to see that. It was too much.
But you've performed comedy all over, and you studied at HB Studios, and you studied at UCB Improv.
You did look at my resume. Is that what happened? How do you know this information? I'm a little perplexed. I'm wowed by your investigative. I don't know.
You've really done it all. I mean, you really have, and I think that's what makes you and I and others unique, is that we don't put ourselves in a box. You know what I mean? We really try to put ourselves all over and try to have many different facets when it comes to, what we can do or what we want to do. We don't, like I said, you can't get pigeonholed. You can't just say, oh, I'm only going to do this. And,
Well, I agree. I feel like I was a little scattered back then, but I did a lot of things. I like to try a lot of things. I'm terrible at multitasking though, but I think that you have to be a very effective, a very efficient multitasker in order to succeed. You can't just do one thing. I mean, in my opinion, you have to be able to do multiple things simultaneously. Like if you're a comic, podcasting and video, you have to put yourself out there as much as possible because there is so much competition on social media. So if you're going to have and believe me, it's not like I want more on social media, but I'm saying it's very competitive. It's like a sea of me. So you definitely have to be able to do several things.
It is, and since COVID hit, I think it's gotten even more saturated. Everyone's trying to stay relevant, and I get it. Everyone's trying to stay relevant and do something and be out there. But podcasts, I think, have really exploded. At least the last 8-9 months,
everything has. Look, I mean, I joke that TikTok is now AARP eligible. Before that, no one under 50 would ever be, and no one under. It was a very youthful platform. Let me just put it this way, okay?
Right.
It was mostly younger people, but then now I think that people are just, they're at home and they're trying to get as much content out there as possible. And I think that TikTok is saturated. I think podcasts are saturated. YouTube made a comeback. I mean, for a while there, it was like YouTube, who, what, when, and now everybody's on YouTube. So I think that people are just trying to get their content out on any medium that they can.
No, I totally get it. But listen, we're gonna be right back with Irene. Don't go away, because you're gonna see a really quick commercial, and then we're gonna come back. Don't go away. Stay right there. So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're going to Coasters.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. I just want to thank John York from General Hospital for that beautiful shout out about my show. Thank you, John. I did have Carolyn Hennessy on from General Hospital, so I'm hoping that John York eventually makes his way to Tea Time. I want to give some shout outs to Jen Lantini is watching, Greg DiFilippo in Florida, my girl Kristen Tinsley. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Please like and share the show. I'm with Irene Bremis. She's a comedian, she's an actor, she's a writer, she's a radio host, personal trainer, fitness instructor. She does it all. She's sexy, smart, and funny. And I'm so happy and proud and blessed to call her a friend. And I want to give a shout out to Kathy Arnold, our girl, who introduced us.
Oh, yeah.
And put us on some shows together. And so shout out to Kathy. So Irene has done it all, and she's been in comedy a long time, and she stays in shape, and she gets people in shape. And, it's good to know. And before we went to break, we were talking about the comedy world and how people are just trying to stay, in the loop. But I also want to say you did also a one-woman show called Born a Winner. Was that a show or a blog? Was that a show?
Yes, that was my one-person show that I ran at the Pit, and I'm really proud of that show.
Yes, and the title actually comes because you were in a baby beauty contest, and you won the baby beauty contest in Boston.
Yeah, I know that's really immoral and deplorable, but yeah, it is true. And so then I called it Born a Winner. Yeah, I got a little tiara and a little sash. Yeah.
Cute.
I joke that it was my crowning achievement that I haven't been able to supersede since. That's what, where do you go?
Oh my God. So tell me about Mother May I, which is a podcast with Frank Conniff.
Okay. Yes, Mother May I podcast with Frank Conniff, who I love and adore, who's one of the most talented writers in this business and a dear friend of mine. We did a podcast together. It was a YouTube channel show, actually. And we shot one season. And we're on hiatus now, but we're going to return and shoot the second season. But we've had some amazing guests. We've had Michelle Buteau and Rachel Feinstein. We had Marina Franklin, Rachel Curran, who's an extraordinary, phenomenal star artist. Jeff Krasno, DC Benny. We've had a lot of amazing people on the show. So, yeah, so it's on YouTube at Mother May I Podcast with Irene and Frank. Please subscribe to the show, and we have our second season coming out soon.
Yes,
and
stay tuned. We'll make an announcement on that, that's for sure.
Please, yes.
So tell me about how you hooked up with John Fugelsang and Sirius XM. How did that happen?
Okay, so actually, Frank was actually doing a radio show that I was doing, and so he was one of my guests. And then he suggested, he's like, I think you'd be really good on John Fugelsang's show on Sirius XM. So why don't you come by? So John had me on the show once, and then I became a recurring host. I think I was the Wednesday girl. We all had like a slot, and I was Wednesday. And I was on for a few years. It was amazing. Great experience. John is probably more, he's an extraordinarily smart, articulate. He's just like just an abyss of information. And he's better than any journalist out there. He's incredible. So I learned a lot from him, actually.
Yeah, I actually had the pleasure of meeting him.
Show when I'm doing my own shows, but deep inside, I absorbed a lot from him. He's extraordinary.
You did something called Offensive Women. Tell me about that, Offensive Women.
So Offensive Women was not mine. It was the great Julie Goldman, who has called me back.
Yes.
I love this woman. She was also in the Big Gay Sketch Show and The People's Couch. She's brilliant. And it was me, Rachel Feinstein, Bernadette Peters, and we did this comedy troupe called Offensive Women. So
I saw the clip. It was hysterical.
Did I say Bernadette Peters or I meant Bernadette Pauley? I just called myself. I'm not sure, but I'm correcting myself.
I was going to say, did Bernadette do comedy? I thought she sings.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Jackie Monahan. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Yeah.
And what was the 4 quotes? What was that?
The 4 quotes. Oh my gosh. How deep in the vault are you going, sweetie?
I go deep, girl.
Jesus. Okay, that was another show. This is great. This is better than Ginkgo biloba. I'm really exercising my long-term memory muscle right now. Okay, so I think it was the 4 quotas, I think it was the 4 quotas.
4 quotas, right, 4 quotas, yeah.
It was the 4 quotas, and it was a show by, this is terrible. I can't remember the name of the comic that was hosting it at the moment, but
that's okay.
Very funny, and I was a guest on his show. He had me on as a recurring guest. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That's when Sirius Radio first started.
Right. It first started
at the genesis of Sirius Radio. I remember that.
And you worked with Opie and Anthony too, right?
Yeah, I worked with Opie and Anthony. That was also very old as well. Yeah.
I have my friend Anthony Grazadeh work with them years ago also. That was like his Opie and Anthony. That was his big thing that he keeps, going to.
Right,
so
maybe I didn't. Who knows?
Break his balls over it, but and then getting back into the training, because the training led you into training some comics and very famous people. So you've trained and worked with Rachel Dresch from SNL and Judah Friedlander from 30 Rock and Carmen D from What Not to Wear and our friend Mike
Buschetti. That's right.
Right. And
Mike Buschetti probably was my biggest success story.
Yes.
Mike Buschetti is one of the hardest working comics out there, but also one of the hardest working clients out there too. I mean, I remember when I first went to his house, his mother was legitimately scary that he was going to have a heart attack. And I think he did, thank God not on my watch, because that would have been disastrous for my career as a trainer. But he is one of the most diligent, most motivated people that I've ever met in my life when it comes to working out. So he lost, I think, like 50 pounds, which is not easy to do because he replaced it with muscle. and he looked fantastic, and actually he just called me again. So we're going to be Zooming, he wanted to start off slow. So we just started with some deep breathing and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Some meditating, but we're going to work ourselves up to actually picking up a weight next time, I think.
Okay. No, that's good. I mean, because of COVID, is that what you're doing now?
Yes, I do it a lot. I'm constantly, I'm working out with old high school friends, which has been so joyous, like hanging out with old high school friends and just training all ages, young, extremely young, and then seniors that I adore, and just I'm training all the time. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's been so great because I don't have to leave my house, and it's amazing. It's amazing that we can still make money and stay at home.
Yeah, it is amazing. But let me ask you a question, because before COVID, you traveled. Did you travel off the island to train, or basically did you stay on the island?
I did. No, I trained off the island. I like the way you call it, off the island. Yeah.
Wow.
It's very somber here, by the way, since the results of the election. So it's very quiet. I'm staying on the island now, but I used to travel off the island. And it was costly. What can I tell you? The Verrazano Bridge. It's Staten Island traffic.
Was it like $26 round trip or something?
It's ridiculous. Something like that. And it's a little less for us because we live on Staten Island, but it's still costly. With gas. And then often I would be in a rush and I wouldn't legally park my car and I'd get towed. So that was another $300, whatever. It was a nightmare. I really appreciate being able to Zoom my sessions from home when it comes to working out. Zoom stand-up is a little awkward,
Have you done it? Have you done any Zoom stand-up shows?
Yes, I have. And it's interesting. I mean, you could still go in and you tell your story, but there is nothing, and I think we can all agree, that there is nothing like a live audience. We feed off the live audience. It feeds us, so that's a little, I can't wait to get back to the live shows, when everything is okay and, stand-up is back the way it was, but as far as the training goes, it's extraordinary. I can do group sessions, on Zoom. I can do one-on-ones on Zoom.
That's great. Oh, girl, we got to talk. That's
girl.
Awesome. Girl, we got to get that.
I'm here for you.
That zip code attached to my ass gone.
Girl, I'm here for you. I am here for you.
All right, listen, everybody. I'm going to take another quick break. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Irene Bremis.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God. Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. I'm with Irene Bremis. She does it all. Seriously, she's a comedian, she's an actor, she's a writer, she's a radio host, she's a personal trainer and a fitness instructor. She's gonna whip your ass into shape. Look at those guns, girl. Yeah. So I'm just want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching. Please like the show, please share it. Irene, you've been in this game for a long time. Again, you've done so much. You work with many people. When you start training someone, let's say me. Let's talk about me. I want to be your client. Are there any specific questions that you would ask me as far as what my goals are? And then, obviously, I'm sure I would tell you what injuries I have, so we'd be able to watch those areas of my body.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would ask you, if you have any experience working out, what kind of workouts you've done in the past. I test your endurance, ask you if you have any injuries. There's always some way to work out and get around any sort of injuries. There's always an alternate way to do something. There are always different variations of the same exercise, and things can be safely done. So yeah, I would address all those things, ask you all those questions, and then we get busy.
Right, and because you could modify.
Roll down.
Because you could
Roll down.
because you could modify moves. Like if something's too advanced, you could modify it, right?
There's so many different variations of the same exercise. I've never had an issue. Like I said, I train women in their 70s, 80s, and children. So it's such a very broad.
It just boggles my mind. And look, there's a lot of people like I joked around with you before the show. I was saying how I wrote some COVID jokes, and one of them was, if I'm gonna die, I want to die fat and poor, and I just want to eat what I want and shop online. But let's be realistic. We want to be healthy. We want to stay healthy, and I think the benefits of working out and eating clean, or how some people do the high protein, low carb, or whatever way works for them, because I don't think there's this one diet for one person. I think everyone is so different. I think everyone's body is processes food differently, and then some people could eat one thing and not the other. And it's hard to say just do the keto or do Atkins or just eat high protein, low carbs, or eat clean, or just become a vegetarian. There's so many different things out there, and I think diets don't work. I think it has to be a lifestyle. I think that for someone like me, I've had weight issues my entire life. My inner thighs will always rub together, and I have accepted that. But the point is that when I eat healthy, I feel healthy. So that's the thing but again, I'm also the type of person that'll just grab something and shove it in my mouth, and then I'll be like, why did I do that? I have to be so aware of all the time of what I'm eating. I have to plan out my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, or I'll end up grabbing something I shouldn't. And then you're like, okay, well, I ate this. Screw it. I'm eating whatever I want the rest of the day. And diets only start on Mondays. So I'll just wait. And it's a vicious cycle. It really is a vicious cycle for, someone like me who has struggled her whole life.
Right. It is. And unfortunately, I keep telling people, I'm only human. Okay. Here's the thing. Exercise in conjunction with eating. You really have to watch what you put in your mouth. Okay. Because exercise is very important. And there's this conundrum with exercising. Sadly, when you exercise, you become a little more hungry. So you need a little discipline, but you need to exercise, especially if you're aging. As you're going through the years, I tell the girls, I train mostly women. I train men too, but mostly women, and sensitive men. That's what I like to call it. Sensitive men. You really have to start building more muscle, and because your muscles support your ligaments, your bones, everything. So you need to build that strength. So it's very important. So exercise is imperative.
I just wish it would be as easy to lose it as it is to put it on.
To put it on. Well, an amazing form of exercise that's completely free and extraordinary and very effective is just walking. Walking, for God's sakes, is great. Walking. Just get out there and walk. If you walk a mile, you put some pep in your step, you're good to go. You're definitely going to start burning some calories. You're going to be building muscles. You're going to be working your arm. You swing your arms. You're engaging your core. You're getting some exercise.
Yeah, I try to do something. I try to do something for myself every day, from
Yeah.
the littlest thing to, like you said, walking, just doing something, get out, get some fresh air, get out of the house, like you said, do something, just move.
something.
It's just body in
Just
motion, right? Body
General
in motion.
movement. Just move your body. Okay. That alone will get the serotonin going, the endorphins going. It's going to get your brain out of a fog and it's going to make you feel happier. Okay.
Yeah.
It really does. It makes you
How do you
happier.
feel about, I'm just curious, how do you feel about like vitamins and supplements?
I'm a big fan of vitamins and supplements. Absolutely. Especially vitamin D. We're so deficient, especially women. Vitamin D, vitamin B for women too. Energy, vitamin B12, very, very important. I also take vitamin C, vitamin E for skin, lysine for my immune. I take vitamins every single day. I live on vitamins. I love vitamins.
Right. Well,
Minerals.
my aunt Katie, my father's sister, lived to 96.
Wow,
And
God bless her.
She said she started taking vitamins when she was 40, and she swore by them. She actually was selling them for Shackley. I don't know if you remember the company Shackley, but she sold. She believed in them so
I'm
deeply
not that old, sweetie.
that she.
That sounds like it was around in the 1930s.
I just remember her as a kid selling this Shackley stuff along with Avon, and she used to recruit me to sell Avon in high school. Sweet Honesty. I remember Sweet Honesty was the perfume. Just the thing.
Oh, Sweet Honesty. I don't remember that one.
No? Oh my God. So I want to just tell you there's a few things we have in common. Okay? First of all, we're both ordained ministers and we can marry people.
Right. That's true. And I didn't know that about you. It's a gift. It really is. And I'm proud of the people that I married. I married a couple of people.
Me too. Actually, the couple I married are still married.
That's beautiful. Yeah, me too. Well, there's one that I haven't kept tabs on, but the other two, and one of them being my best friend and her husband, who's like a brother to me. I'm very proud of that. It's amazing. Yeah. Ordained minister. Before everybody became an ordained minister, there was Irene.
I know. Also, we both have, our hearts are as big as our mouths.
Yeah. Your heart, definitely. My heart too. It's shrinking a little, but definitely.
In common. Oh no, stop. And you are fluent in Greek and Spanish, correct?
And Aramaic. I don't know if you found that in my resume.
No, I didn't. But you come from a big, crazy Greek family, and I come from a big, crazy Italian family. So
yes.
It's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. We both like to yell and we have a lot of superstitions and we like to eat and emotionally eat and not deal with problems and feed you some more. Yes, I think so. Exactly the same. Yeah.
Exactly. But I want to talk about your family, if that's okay.
Sure.
Because you've talked on stage, a lot of your material.
I gravitate to the wine when you bring up the family.
Cheers. But look, in my comedy, your comedy, we talk about, you talk about being Greek, I talk about being Italian, you talk about your family, I talk about my family, growing up, how crazy it was growing up. You talk about your mom and the cultural differences. Mm-hmm. And I love when you speak with the accent, you talk about cousins and your family. Mm-hmm. You talk about your dad, you talk about your sister, and you make me laugh out loud. And not too many comics do that to me. But I want you to talk about your dad a little bit and what he knew about your sister before the entire family knew, and how he told you.
I'm going to talk only about my dad, actually.
Sure, okay? Go ahead. Yeah.
I only feel my dad has Asperger's.
Yes.
He had Asperger's, God rest his soul, before anybody knew what Asperger's was. Now there's so many people on the spectrum. Everybody's on the spectrum. And what's interesting about Asperger's and autism is that, things like OCD, ADHD, ADD, even schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, they're all in the family. They're all in the same family of the autistic spectrum. Yes. They're all related. All those those disorders are related. So we didn't know. We knew that there was something. I mean, he excelled in certain areas, and he was an extraordinary storyteller, which is where I think I got the comedic. I don't know what to call it. Whatever. My aspiration for comedy or my ability to tell a funny story is
right.
from my dad. You know, he was
Yeah.
a funny guy. But then there was certain things that he would do which were equally as funny because he was so disheveled and socially unaware, which I thought was also hilarious. But, you know, that was not intentional, and that was part of the Asperger's. So
Right.
trying to separate the two, you know, seeing my dad acting a certain way and still finding it hilarious, whether it was intentional or not. I mean, there was him trying to be funny, and then there was him accidentally funny. Either way, I grew up with somebody that I thought was very funny and had me laughing all the time. And I think even though I didn't dream of becoming a comic, he was my muse when I became a comic. So I could draw from my upbringing from my dad, and he definitely had a great impact and was my impetus when I started doing stand-up.
Yeah, my dad always tells me, you might look like me, but you're all your mother. Because I think I get it definitely from my mother's side. My mother is very funny. And my mother's mother, my grandmother, was hysterical and well advanced for her time. Do you know what I mean? Like, people weren't talking about things that she was talking about. And when I saw videos of my mother's Sweet 16, my grandmother was dressed, I swear to God, like Madonna. Like Madonna might have saw a picture of my grandmother. She had the fingers cut out of the lace gloves, and she had a bunch of necklaces on. And I was like,
I'm sure she didn't come up with it on her own.
I was like, wow. I was like, I'm like, look at my grandmother. I'm like, this is, yeah, it's like, it's unbelievable. But my grandmother would say things that would just like, did you really say that out loud? I'm like, wow. I just floored me. And I remember
just
watching, I remember watching Lawrence Welk with her. Like, just sitting there and watching Lawrence Welk, and like, just the little things that you just remember that you appreciate so much.
Right.
My parents were both born here. My father's parents were born in Italy, and my mother's parents actually were born here, but my grandmother went back to Italy when she was 7. And then she stayed for a while and then came back to the States. So your parents were born here?
My dad was born here. My mother is an immigrant. She came here when she was 23, and she never went back to Greece. It's very sad, you know.
Wow.
She never went back to Greece.
Have you been there?
I have. I love Greece. They won't accept me now. Now they're like, screw you. You're not allowed in the country anymore, you know, because of COVID. They actually handled COVID the way everybody should handle COVID. I was finally proud to be Greek for a change. You know, I was like, the way they had, you know, I became a proud Greek. Because often I don't share the same politics as my people. However, I definitely respect that the way that they handled you know, the COVID pandemic, COVID pandemic, and they had a female president, so they can't be all that bad.
I know. Well, I wanted to get to Italy. I've never been. I have a bucket list. I want to get to Italy, Greece, Spain, Ireland. I mean, these are places that I've been longing.
I've been to Ireland. I've been to Italy. I've been to Greece. I want to go to Israel. That's on the bucket list, and I want to go to
me too.
Africa and Egypt.
Yes.
I've got a couple things on the bucket list. You know.
Yeah.
It's exciting. You know, and we're gonna do it. You know, COVID's not going to last forever. So we're going to be able to travel again. It's just going to be, we have to do everything safely, you know, and if you're not wearing your mask, you're not handling things like that. Don't be a dick, put your mask on. We're in the middle of COVID. Okay. It's serious.
I don't know how hard, I mean, it's not a hard thing. It's not a hard thing to do. It's kind of like, you know, why be a rebel? Seriously. Like, I mean, I'm not only wearing it for me, I'm wearing it for you. I'm wearing it for my parents. I'm wearing it for
and I think most people wear their masks. You know, there's a couple of, like you call them, rebels I've got another word for them, but and they're not wearing their masks, and that's just that's what's causing when you do these things. That's how we spread it around, until we have the vaccination. I know there's a vaccination until
Yes.
it's a very daunting thing. I don't know. Would you take the vaccination? I've been asking people this.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
There's now three of them. There's now three
Yeah.
of them out there.
Right.
And they're
Agreed.
both saying, 170% effective, but if you take it in a 2 dosage, it's 95%
Wait, what about the one from
effective.
Pfizer? I'm talking about the one Pfizer just came up with. That they said that was 95%, right? 95% is pretty infallible. I think like if you're at 95,
It is.
but
It
still,
is.
still, it is daunting.
It's scary. It's very, very scary because this is something that takes years and years and years to develop and years to test and then, have the FDA research it and make sure it's okay. And it's a little scary and petrifying how fast they're pushing it out when we don't know how really safe it is.
Right. And I'm a neurotic person. Just ask Carmen Lynch. Sorry, that's like an inside joke. Yeah. See, I'm a very neurotic person, so I would really need to have like I need a lot of solace.
Give me the one Fauci takes, Dr. Fauci. If he takes whatever one
My
he'll
mother's in
take.
love with Dr. Fauci, by the way. He's a very, very handsome man, this Dr.
I
Fauci.
know he is, but I'll take the one. I'll have what he's having. I'll have what he's having.
Yeah, I'll have what he's having too, honestly.
I'll have what he's
I'm not
having.
quite sure what he's taking. I'm sure I haven't been watching the news for the past few days because I was just inundated with the news. I was just so fixated that every now and again I just take a little step away to decompress and regain my sanity.
Yeah.
And then I'll step back into the news again. But I haven't watched for like 2 days. So things.
If you need it's like a couple of mental health days you have to take for yourself. You need a break. You need a break after a while. Speaking about a break, there's a segue. We're going to be right back with Irene Bremis. Don't go away. This is going to be a quick one. So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're gonna coast this.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. I just want to take this time and opportunity again to wish everyone a happy and a healthy Thanksgiving. I know it's not looking the same for a lot of us, but you know what? We have to do what we have to do to try to stay healthy and protect our loved ones. It's going to be smaller. It's going to be intimate, but you know what? The bottom line is you're going to be with people you love, and that's what matters. And my hearts go out to everyone who have lost people during this time, whether it be to COVID or other illnesses. I know I lost an aunt, I lost a friend, and I lost a cousin. And I think about those families. So you know what? Be grateful, be thankful. Every day I wake up, I thank God that I'm alive and I'm here. And I think we take a lot of things for granted. And if COVID taught us one thing, I know it taught me to slow down, look around, appreciate things. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't be in a hurry. You know what I mean? Because life is fast already, and things pass you by. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say yes. Take a chance, do something different. those are my words, and I just hope everyone enjoys their Thursday. But I want to get back to Irene Bremis, who I'm so blessed to call friend and work.
Irene, you're so sweet. I love and adore you. Look, I think I'm going to have to put that up. I'm going to get a tattoo of "Don't be afraid to say yes. Don't be afraid to say no." I think that's an all-time quote. Right?
Thank you. But I'm just so blessed that I thank God. God puts people in your path for a reason, and I'm glad He put you in my path. And I do really mean that. I do. You're such a good person. You're a sweet person. And my time goes so fast, and I want to thank everyone. It does.
I want to thank you for reminding me that I never finished college. I couldn't hold a job, and I'm still. And no, I'm just kidding. And where are my Pap smear test results, please?
I just want to, you take that COVID test, they shove that thing so far down, they do a Pap at the same time.
I know, exactly. You're right.
I just want to thank everyone for watching, and I want you to have a chance to, first of all, I have to say that you recorded an album.
Oh, yes.
Right? Let's talk about that real quick.
Kathy, my album, please buy it. My album, I'm proud of my album. It's called Un-Ladylike. It's with an amazing record label, 800-pound Gorilla Records, with some very extraordinary comics that I am humbled to be on the same label as. And so, buy it. Unladylike.com. At Unladylike, actually. Unladylike.
Yes, and Kathy and I were so lucky to be there during the taping. We had a blast. It was great. It was great. It was history, and I was just glad to be there for it. So with that said, I want you to tell everybody where they can reach you, how they can find you, how you can kick their ass into shape too.
Okay, so you can follow me on Twitter at Irene Bremis 13, on Instagram at Irene Bremis, and I'm on Facebook, Irene Bremis, and that's about it. My album Un-Ladylike, in terms of the Zoom stuff, you can hit me up on any of that stuff in terms of fitness, although I am really saturated right now. I'm not trying to be a big shot, but I'm jumping around 24/7. It's crazy. But all those, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, but that's good. I'm glad that you're busy. I'm glad that you're keeping busy.
Keep an eye out for Mother May I podcast with Frank and Irene. We're coming back for a second season. It's on YouTube. Subscribe. Amazing guests, more to come at you.
Yes. So listen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in again. I want to again tell everyone to have a happy and a healthy Thanksgiving. I will be back next Monday. Irene, real quick, because I got another minute. When I went to high school in Queens, we called, me and my friends, we were like the United Nations. Okay, I'm Italian. Kathy was Polish. Raquel was Puerto Rican. Betsy was Jewish, and Zoe was Greek.
Yeah, Zoe means life.
Yes. So I got to learn a few sayings in all the languages. Like I know how to say. Let's see. Yasutikanis.
Bravo. Yasutikanis kala.
Sagapo.
That's really sweet.
Dosamefalaki.
Dosimwenefilaki.
All right, well, I'm saying it the way I remember it. You're talking 1982.
Dosimwenefilaki. Give me a kiss.
Give me a little kiss. Sagapos, I love you. And I got to learn the same thing in all these different languages, which was so cool. And we got to go to each other's houses for the holidays and have all these different dishes.
Oh, yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah, well, I love Italian food and I love the Italians. Grazie. Prego. Prego, grazie.
And I want to say grazie to everyone who watched tonight. Thank you to my friend Irene Bremis for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love you too. You stay right there.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and put on your mask.
You stay right there, and everybody, again, a healthy Thanksgiving. Thank you for tuning in. See you all next week. Ciao.